Chapter 7. Principle number 1. Put a funnel in his ear. No man would listen to you talk if he didn't know it was his turn next. E.W. How? Put a funnel in his ear. Concept. Imagine the conversation between you and the prospect as having the shape of a funnel. It is broad, more general, at the beginning and narrow, more specific, at the end. What's in a name? Have you ever seen a television or movie character using a funnel as an improvised hearing aid? I remember at least 2 such characters. This makeshift use of a funnel inspired the name of the first principle, put a funnel in his ear. Description. Of the 8 principles described in this book, 7 of them are concrete. That is to say, they describe specific actions, words, and attitudes to use while prospecting. In contrast, put a funnel in his ear is abstract. Rather than suggest specific words or actions, it provides an outline of the overall conversation. It is only an outline because too much detail would be restrictive and thus useless. There is no way to anticipate exactly how any one conversation will unfold. Having an outline for the conversation will help you to keep the conversation focused. Another reason for using this particular outline is that it can help you get to the point quickly and naturally, which is necessary for prospecting moving targets. I never let my subject get in the way of what I want to talk about. Mark Victor Hansen. Parts of the funnel. The funnel has 3 parts: the opening line, the main conversation, and the magic question. 1. Opening line. Once you have engaged the prospect by speaking the opening line, you have put a funnel in his ear. The wide opening of the funnel represents the fact that you have a number of opening lines at your disposal. The wider your variety of opening lines, the easier it will be for you to seize various prospecting opportunities. As soon as the prospect responds positively to your opening line, you move straight to the next part of the funnel. 2. Main conversation. This is the bulk of the conversation. There are several goals to achieve during this part of the conversation. Put the prospect at ease. Everyone is his own favorite subject. That's why most people are comfortable talking about themselves. A common theme throughout the prospecting ruse is keeping the prospect in his comfort zone. By talking about a familiar subject, the prospect is less likely to raise his guard. This reason alone is enough to keep the conversation focused on him. Collect useful information. The second aspect of the funnel is that of collecting useful information. The more you know about the prospect, the more likely you will detect a need or desire that your opportunity can fill. The most important information to gather is about the prospect's occupation. What he does, how long he's been doing it, and what organization he works for, all are important facts to collect. A later principle, Curiosity Paid the Cat, Chapter 9, explains how to get this information in a natural and non-threatening manner. Apply the information. Collecting information from the prospect is one thing. Applying it is quite another. Keep in mind that you just met the prospect. Suggesting that you have a specific answer to all of his problems, or even one of them, may come across as arrogant or presumptuous. This will not win points with him. There is a time and a place to explain how your opportunity can address the prospect's need. Be aware that for many prospects, the first encounter is not the time or the place. One way to use the information is to form a connection with the prospect. Curiosity Paid the Cat, Chapter 9, covers this subject in detail, so we will explain it fully in that chapter. Another way to use the information is to customize your lead-in to the magic question. For example, pretend that the information you gather includes the fact that the prospect is a financial planner. You may decide to customize your lead-in to be something like this. You know, I heard another successful financial planner speak a while back. He shared something interesting. He said that in his experience, most people should consider developing a second stream of income. Does that sound like good advice to you? There is no requirement to use the gathered information directly, so if a connection does not already exist, don't fabricate one. 3. Magic question. By collecting the appropriate information in the proper manner, you justify the magic question. This is the final goal of the funnel, and it is more subtle than the previous ones. For the longest time, I was completely oblivious to this benefit. Now that I am aware of it, I'll realize it is a powerful aspect of the conversation funnel. If you get answers to the correct questions, the prospect will be allowing you a small, brief peek into his life. By transitioning smoothly from the body of the conversation to the magic question, the prospect may assume that the two are connected. In other words, the prospect might assume that you are asking the magic question because of some of the information he just finished sharing. The last thing you want is the prospect thinking is that you make a habit of having the same conversation with everyone. If the prospect believes you are offering something based on his particular circumstances, he will, I feel more special, and be less likely to ask, why are you asking me? This concept of justifying the magic question occurs on a subconscious level, making it both powerful and irresistible. Pulling the plug. He who builds a fence, fences out more than he fences in, Turkish proverb. From time to time, the prospect simply will not cooperate. Maybe Jack insists on answering your questions with one-word responses. Maybe his facial expressions make it clear that he is not comfortable talking to you. On rare occasions, you may run into a real cynic that will actually ask a question like, "What are you selling?" or "Why are you asking so many questions?" The principles in this book will dramatically reduce the likelihood of negative responses. Even so, you should be prepared to respond appropriately when it does happen. Keep in mind that you have the cookie. You are offering to introduce Jack to a fantastic opportunity, to train him, and to invest your time in him all at little or no cost to him. Chances are no one else in his life is making such an offer. In short, you are offering him a gift. If Jack chooses to decline the gift, it is his loss, not yours. If he responds negatively, your best course of action is to pull the plug. Bow out of the conversation. The key is to bow out with grace and composure. You should terminate the prospecting process knowing that you did the right thing with your heart in the right place. The rule here is to remove any reason for regret. One way to end the conversation is simply to quit talking. This is the best course of action if the prospect is responding with short or gruff answers. Just zip it up and go on about your business, perhaps looking for another prospect to engage. If the prospect turns cynical, respond confidently and then drop the conversation. The primary goal in this situation is for you to keep your head high. A distant secondary goal is for the prospect to spend the rest of the day wondering what he missed. Your response should be something that fits your personality. Here are some of my personal favorites. Example 1. Prospect, what are you selling? You, what am I selling? What kind of question is that? When you deliver this line, your expression and your tone of voice should say, I can't believe you're asking me that. After your response, go about your business and disengage from the conversation. Example 2. Prospect, why are you asking so many questions? You, I guess I'm just curious. Didn't mean to offend anyone. Say this line in an overtly upbeat tone, almost as if he was joking. Then drop the conversation. That's all for this chapter 7 of the book. The next chapter is chapter 8. Please like, share, and subscribe for more videos. If you would like some specific audios and videos on a specific ebook, please drop the name of the book in the comment section and I will make effort to produce them as time allows. Best regards and wishing you a productive day.